Hi, Leo, and welcome to your Spirit Guide messages for March 2020. I'm going to start by pulling a couple of cards for messages directly from your Spirit Guides, what they want you to focus on or be aware of for the month of March. So let's see what comes out for you guys. Practice moderation. And everyone has value. Okay, Leo. So a couple of different things with these first two messages. Practice moderation. So, this being a general reading, what area of your life are you being very excessive? Is it like, at your job, exercising? Are you really over analyzing, overthinking something? Are you indulging a bit too much in like alcohol or eating things that aren't the best for you? What area of your life are you indulging maybe more than you should? Because with this, it means that this indulgence or this behavior is like kind of toxic to you. It's bringing you down. And now with everyone has value, this is where you may have a very specific person in your reality in March where you just don't get it. Like, how did they make it this far in life? Or, they're no good for anything. I can't count on them. Like, I'm feeling workplace for a lot of you guys where it's just somebody who is lazy, can never be counted on, doesn't know what they're doing. They're just a pain in your side. And it doesn't have to be in the workplace. That's just where I'm feeling it the strongest. And your spiritual team is asking you to shift and see this person from a different perception. It doesn't mean that they're not lazy and that they don't do bad things or anything like that. It's just that you may be so focused on the negative aspect of this person that it's actually becoming detrimental to you. And there is value in every single person. It might not be valuable to you specifically, but somewhere in this world that person is valuable to another person. That person does add value somewhere in this life, in this journey. Even if you don't see it, you don't feel it, you don't receive it, it is there. And that's part of like spiritual growth. So this doesn't say you have to like the person or anything. Your spiritual team is just asking you to pull your energy away from that person. Don't entertain thoughts about them. Don't focus on them. Don't talk about them. Pull all your energy back from this person. And with this practice moderation, it could be 100% about this specific person in your life where you're very focused on them in a negative sense, and just like, oh, you just don't understand. Like, they get under your skin. And we have all experienced a person like that. But as you pull your energy back and you ask your spiritual team to help you shift your perception about the person, the situation, you might find that there's a whole nother side that you are not aware of, and it can soften your heart and really change your mind. Okay, so I know like nobody wants to hear that, but that's what your team is saying. And again, it doesn't mean you have to like them and bring them into your circle. It's just for your own value, for your own sake. It's time to see this person, this situation from a whole different perspective, and realize the worth and value in all things. And also, with everyone has value. That includes you, Leo. Any situation in your life, we go back, we can now flip this the other way, where you are really giving, but you're not being recognized, noticed, valued, honored for your contribution, for your energy. It's time for you to really take notice of that and decide if this relationship or situation is worth continuing. Because whatever this is, either way this goes for you personally, it's now at a point that it's more detrimental for you. And that's why your spiritual team wants you to, become very aware of it. So let's pull a couple of more cards. Wisdom, psychic intuition, and truth. So it's time to tap into your inner self, Leo, about this. Whatever this is for you specifically, it's time to go within. The truth will be revealed. You're much more intuitive, much more connected in than you give yourself credit for. And, when we get really fixated on negative energy, whether it's about a person, a situation, or our own circumstances, we detach from our spirit. We lose sight of our intuition and those spiritual insights that we need to guide us through this life journey. And so you guys are very tapped in to the higher realms. All of you, every one of you watching this reading, you have strong intuition. It's time for the truth to come forth. Either you need to realize that you deserve more than you are being given right now, or you need to really change your thoughts and pull your energy back from a person or situation that just you feel nothing but negative about it, okay? Or if you are incredibly indulging, all of that is pulling you away from your natural intuition, your natural empathy, all of that. Okay, now we have transformation, metamorphosis, synchronicity, the unexpected. There you go, Leo. Yes. By allowing yourself to pull your energy back and asking your spiritual team to come in and help you see things from a different perspective, it transforms you. It really shifts how you feel, how you perceive all of it. And that's just not, about a person you feel negatively about. It's also about a person, situation that isn't honoring and valuing you. Not at all. And this isn't even like to the extent that you deserve. It's like, it's just non-existent. Like, taken advantage of, overlooked, used, overworked, and it's time for that to transform. And you have to become aware of it and decide that you want more for yourself and that you absolutely deserve better, and you feel that all the way at your core. Then things start shifting and changing. Then you align back with your spirit and your intuition leads you and you see the truth, okay? So you definitely need to come into truth about a person or situation. Either you feel very negatively about it and that needs to change so that you can be freed from it, or you need to decide that you deserve more than a person or situation that you're involved with, okay? Or if you're just really indulging in a behavior or a situation and you know that it's too much, it is too much and it's time to pull back. All right, let's pull some tarot. Two of Cups, Ten of Cups, Queen of Wands, Temperance, and the Seven of Wands. Okay, so this very well could involve a fellow fire sign, an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius, because Temperance would also be Sagittarius. So strong fire energy in this reading. But Leo, yeah, right here with the Two of Cups, that's talking about you and another person, you and a relationship, you and a connection. And, the Ten of Cups, just based on what we see here, this lack of happiness and satisfaction. And it's time for you, Leo, to see things from a new perception. Again, no matter which side of the coin you fall on and how we've received this message, it's time for you to have a perception shift, and that restores balance for you. And nothing is lost. It actually puts you at the top, okay? So where do you need to shift perception? Where do you need to pull your energy back? Where do you maybe need to practice moderation? Where do you really need to ask your spiritual team to say, okay, bring me into the clarity about this. Like, show me something that I don't even imagine on my own. All right, let's pull some cards to clarify these dice. All right, 10 of discs, and that's coming out on top of this 2 of cups. So yeah, definitely it's like a relationship, a situation, or an overindulgence of some kind. Now we have the 2 of cups, so you have the 2 of cups coming out twice. Next is the 9 of wands, and that's strength, and that's sitting right on top of you. The Fool on temperance, there it is. When things, when the situation balances, it's like a new beginning for you. And then the 6 of swords on top of this 7 of wands, which is, you know, moving on to smoother, calmer, happier waters. So Leo, this is actually a very, very positive reading, because it's your spiritual team wouldn't be talking about all of this if you didn't have the power to shift it and to change it and to no longer, you know, let this eat at you. I'll tell you what, I'll give you an example of myself. I worked with this girl. Oh, she was the worst coworker I have ever had in my life. I'm not even going to list off all the reasons why. And man, it just sucked. And over a period of time, I realized like I was so fixated on her and focused on her. Like me and my other coworker would talk about like, oh my God, can you believe like she said that, or that she acted like that today? You know, it was that type of stuff. And she was consuming a lot of my mental and emotional energy in a negative capacity. And outside of that, you know, I was harboring a lot of negative emotions towards an ex partner that I had, and I was also focused on him in a very negative aspect, you know, the things he did, the pain, the heartache, all of that. And you know, I was asking spirit, like, gosh, why is this girl in my life? You know, like, oh, she's horrible and I'm not mean to anybody. I don't act like this. Like, why? And then spirit brought, you know, all of the information to me, and the dots connected and it made sense. Oh yeah, I'm harboring all of this negative energy inside of me for this ex relationship, and I'm not filtering through it. I'm just harboring it, and now it's manifesting in my physical reality through this coworker who's wretched and horrible and a nightmare to deal with. And Leo, once I made that connection, and then I made the choice and the decision to no longer fixate on her and realize she's just a physical manifestation of the negative energy that was already existing within me for somebody else. And then I started working on healing and forgiving and releasing that negative energy in my heart for that ex. And once I worked through that process, that girl, she just started getting like less and less significant, and then she completely dissipated out of my life. And you know, total plus that I'm no longer harboring negative energy towards an ex. So for you guys, your spiritual team wants to help you connect dots of different energies that are playing out in your life, and how it may be connected to what you're feeling and what you're harboring within about a completely, you know, unrelated relationship, situation, or connection. It's just, you know, it's different for all of you, but ask your team for that guidance and that clarity so that you can see and then make the choice to shift and change. And I'm telling you, Leo, that energy will dissipate out of your life. That troublesome person, the situation where you're not honored and valued, you will, if it's around a job, like you will shift into a new job, or you'll get a new boss, like something will change, okay? But you've got to make the shift within, inside your perception, and your spiritual team wants to help you with that this month of March in this major transformation, bringing new beginning, which restores balance and sends you into smoother sailing waters. So let's pull a couple more cards to pull some other highlights. Explore new things, and that's that shifting of perception. Unmotivated. Oh, Leo, you've got to want to. I know. I didn't want to when I was making those connections about that situation in my life, but I'm telling you, once I faced it, accepted it, took ownership and responsibility for my own emotions and thoughts, and then made the conscious decision to no longer fixate on that negative coworker, no longer talk about her, no longer fixate on the pain and heartache of the ex, but fixate and focus on healing and overcoming and growth and evolution. And it's a choice, a personal choice. And so with unmotivated and explore new things, this is really saying like, well, I don't know. I just want things to be better. But there's growth to be had here, Leo. I promise. And man, you have such a shift coming after. And look at, let it go. Yep, let it go. It's not worth your mental or emotional energy. It only manifests more negativity in your life that you really don't want and you don't need. And sometimes, you know, when we are in a situation where we're not being honored and, you know, recognized and valued, if we continue to participate in that, that's an energetic choice that we're accepting of that. And that goes back to the change. Like, you've got to decide that you deserve more and then work towards that and believe that in your mind, in your heart, and let nothing stop you. All right, let's pull some advice. The beauty in nature can be the answer to what you seek. Reconnect today. And that's, you know, connecting with your spiritual team, getting out of your mind and realizing that there is a different perception to see this relationship or situation, regardless of what side of the coin you fall upon, and seeking that, you know, clarity, that higher wisdom and understanding, so that you can evolve up and out of this situation so that it doesn't ever repeat in your experience. All right. So those are your messages for March, Leo. I am wishing you all the best. Take care.